How you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I vex if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.
Namaste, big cat. Welcome or welcome back for your message or messages.
Hey.
Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Yes. Energies up, up, up. I insist. Ephesians 2:8. Saved by grace. Why do I say that, bestie? Because who gonna check me boo? Fist bump. Yeah, laughter is the mimosa of life and the eternal youth of, was it fountain of youth, darling dears? Why? Because first you lose, then you learn. After you lose, then you gain wisdom, then you win. So that's what, 2 L's to get 2 W's, darling dears. And when you're a winner, right, winners don't allow losers to rewrite history, darling dears. You don't. You walked your own path. Whether you was pushed or you jumped, darling dears, you did. You learned to love all. Trust a few, but paddle. Paddle your own canoe, darling dears. That is the essence of who you are. Law number 20 of the 48 laws of power. You learn to keep your independence, darling dears. No one could sway what you knew from within. You didn't hesitate when it was time to act. You decided carpe diem. That's Latin for seize the day, darling dears. You knew that no matter the outcome, you would end up smarter than you was when you started, darling dears. Whether you was jumped or pushed. You learned that knowledge becomes useless if it is not used as fuel to propel you wherever you need to go, darling dears. The knowledge that you've gleaned, that you've learned, that you've become a keyboard gangster for, that you've used from what? Divine messages, darling dears. The synchronicities, because there's no such thing as coincidence. You are way smarter than before, darling dears. Your cranium is full of what? Facts, not feelings. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So you move in silence. And you treat each one of your words with caution. Why? Because they're listening, darling dears. These losers, these low-ranking, bottom feeders. They're listening, they're watching, they're waiting, darling dears. They're watching you give them a lesson in how to live your life as they try to recreate your history. They dug up old bones, darling dears, rinse and repeat, right? They did. But it's for your betterment, darling dears. Why? Because yes, it may be true. They may have peppered it with their truths, darling dears. Because despite that, look where you are, big cat. Bestie, oi, look how far you've come. I know you're afraid to look back over your shoulder. Me too, darling. There's Lot's wife and all that, Salt Bay. And listen, I'm talking about look in your cranium, look in your journals if you keep them, or start keeping a journal. Because you are doing great things, darling dears. You are a champion amongst champions. And who are the other champions? The other big cats. whatever paradigm you are in, you are the big cat in that paradigm, darling dears. So first you had to lose, then you had to learn after the loss. Then you what? Then you gained wisdom. Then you win. So the rule of a big cat, darling dears, as you don't allow them to recreate the history, let them tell it, darling dears, because in spite of, you are more than a conqueror. And you would rather stand tall than live on your knees. Good golly and gosh, I was getting a bit strict then, darling dears. I was giving it. But it's true, darling dears. I speaks the truth, roof. Pinkies up. Oh, we have the energy of the 6. First of all, we'll go with the 1. The 1 is about evaluate everything, darling dears, and everything about you is being evaluated. The key word for the energy of the 5 is security. People are looking at the foundation that you're building despite of what you came from. These losers cannot rewrite your history. You cannot allow it, darling dears. You must continue to what? Get great. Get great, bestie. This is the season for it. We are in 2024, a year of the 8, where major manifestations are coming through. The 8 is ruled by what? Saturn energy, darling dears. Before I get into these numbers, right? It speaks about you being a master manifester, darling dears. They are in awe. They would love to come and touch you with their gnarled hands, darling dears. Yeah, them bent fingers, darling dears. Saturn is running things in 2024 and you are at the top of the food chain. Why? Because you walk your own path. You are the original badass master manifester. You got the badass alchemist ways. The energy of the 6, darling dears. Your birthday may be the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th, or it's a significant number in your life, or someone of significance in your life with that date. It could be a door number, darling dears. Part of your registration number on your chariot of righteousness. That's your car, your beep beep that takes you where you want to go. Why is it righteous? Because it's your chariot, and anywhere you go in, it's righteous, darling dears. The energy of the 6 is ruled by Venus energy, darling dears. Venus is about your pleasure. It's about your beauty. You are beautifying yourself. You are highly creative, darling dears. Your creativity is no longer blocked by the critiques. Why? You did what Eleanor Roosevelt said. She said, go so far you can't hear the what? The birds squawking. And squawk they must, darling dears. Why? Because they're losers. That thought that they could rewrite your history into what? Make you feel like a loser. And who would believe it? Other simpletons, darling dears, going nowhere. People living in the what? Rinse and repeat of a planned future. But not by them, darling dears. They've given up their free will to embody the length and breadth of the reverse 3D. The energy of Venus also speaks about arts. As I said, your creativity, whatever you do, darling dears, it's an art form. Oh, yes. And you are about to receive bounty because Venus also represents abundance, darling dears. Something about your neck, your face, your lips, your nose, maybe even your lungs, darling dears. You've got the lungs for singing, darling dears. Oh, yes. Maybe you've been doing the breath work, whatever you've done to get your feng shui on, to realize that the 2 L's you took was to get to the 2 W's, darling dears. The wisdom and the win. Never forget, darling dears, to what? Use the knowledge that you have gleaned, that you've come to, that you've bucked up on, darling dears. Yes, use it. Otherwise, it's useless. You are about to make a major decision, darling dears. A major decision, but it's one that is going to be for the betterment of you. You're a winner. And winners do what? That's right, bestie. They win. They win. The 1-5 also speaks about a major social event. For others, some are also embarking on a love affair. And for others, they're getting a proposal or offering a proposal. A proposal could be anything, darling dears, from a marriage proposal to a business proposal. This could be what? Sponsorships, darling dears. The one is about what? The sun energy, darling dears. In the spotlight on your purpose and soul mission. Because you chose to walk your own path. And a winner doesn't allow a loser to rewrite history. The energy of the 6 numerology is about you being extremely caring and protective. This is also community orientated. Your community is being drawn to you. As I said, it's ruled by Venus. You was around a lot of lazy energies, darling dears, reaping the benefit of your what? Energetic field. Remember, I told you that, but no more. The energy of the 6 in tarot. Oh, did I finish telling you? All right, with Venus, the letters that are going to be most prominent for you over the next few days is the letters F, O, and X. Okay? As well as Venus has personal letters of U, V, and W. So it's U, V, W, F, O, and X, darling dears. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 will be extremely lucky because you're going to get the chance to laugh. Laugh it up, darling dears. Cheers it up. You are a natural born healer. The energy of the 6 comes from the master number 33. Extremely productive, creative, darling dears. You are tapped in and tuned in to your Christ consciousness. Master manifestors, darling dears. Remember, I told you that you are in green light mode. Why? Because you're the red light, green light champion, as am I, of 79. Fist bump. Learning new things, darling dears, but elevation will bring what? New levels and new devils. But you have the knowledge, remember. If you don't, what? Use the knowledge. It's a waste of time, darling dears, if you're falling into the same paradigms that you've already graduated from. Why go back? Hey, hey, ever forwards. Remember, I told you that. And so did Abraham Lincoln. Fist bump. Right. Absolutely love it, darling dears. Gonna go with the FP5 Oracle Intel deck first. Base of your deck, skullduggery and what? Bull swanky. Somebody's going through tower moments because they're trying to recreate your history now, darling dears. They're trying to what? Paint themselves in a better light in your history. They was the ones that gave you the idea. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be where you are right now. The same ones that can't even call you. Why they are? Blockety, block, block, block. Tower moments, sudden change. You changed when you chose your path. You changed, bestie. I'm not going to take all these cards. That's a confused throw. Thank you. The cards are being more polite. Yeah, don't look back. Remember Lot's wife. Eleanor Roosevelt told us to go so far we can't hear the critiques. And it's what the honor 10. What is the 10 in the 48 laws of power? Avoid the unlucky and the unhappy. That's what? Losers. Leave the losers where they are. The 10 speaks about completion, ending of a cycle. You're being watched because you are not the same person as before. People see you as being more secure. Energy of the 5, some kind of foundation, possibly self-sufficient, right? Relying on your own skrillers. Why? Because you're following your intuition and you're determined. The 10 is also the number of what? The Wheel of Fortune in tarot. This is a new beginning. Some of you are planning worldwide travel, darling dears. The 10 also speaks about distant lands, foreign people factoring into your life. The 10 also speaks about what? A bit of luck, maybe a win on the lottery, darling dears, but something that has been what? Been earmarked for you. This is destiny, darling dears. Destiny to remove yourself from the Lot's wife energy. Yeah, why? Because you are Ibex. Better than all the rest. And we have another 10. This is why the cards wanted me to reshuffle, darling dears. 10 means breakthrough. Breakthrough, bestie. Absolutely fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. one more. Dare I dare, because I'm the baddest of them all. We've got the sun energy. Wasn't we just talking about the sun? The sun is big cat Leo energy, the 5th house, your creativity is, darling dears. No longer clouded by what? Negative energies, darling dears. You've what? You've metamorphosed from your caterpillar south node to your butterfly north node. Go and watch my earth sign reading. There's a message there for you. Sun, moon and rising. This is self-vitality, a sense of purpose, darling dears. We already spoke of purpose and life mission when I brought the sun up before. 3 and 2 goes to a 5. The 5 is what? The element of change, darling dears. Brought from what? Conflict and confusion. No longer confused. Wow. You know your role. You know your mission. You know the path is whatever you choose it to be. You choose to be in a higher vibration. And again, the sun energy brings in travel. It could also be the birth of a child, darling dears. But it's about your self-esteem, being high, being transformed. It's also transformation in your health, darling dears. Your health was, your physical health was being affected around the wrong, negative, draining energies. My battery is low. Let me quickly plug it in, otherwise it's going to cut out. Yeah. New levels, darling dears. But remember to use your knowledge for those new devils, darling dears. Always move in silence. Sun energy, the 5th house. It's also the house of what? Romance and dating, as I said. A love affair, a proposal for some, darling dears, if that's what you want. The love affair could also be with self, because the sun is about self, darling dears. Your ego. But the sun also speaks about the new beginnings that you've initiated in your life, because of the attitude has changed from the inside out. Your approach to life is different. You are cool-handed big cat. Yeah, blessings, darling dears. And again, it's on the 5 because of the change. You've gone, what? 3232. That's an angel number. Or it could be what? Yeah, 3232. Because either way you move it, it's still the same. You cannot be swayed at this moment in time, darling dears. I told you, blessings are being afforded to you because of the hard work you put in. Let's get one quick planet. We already have Venus. Listen. Jupiter, expansion and growth, darling dears. And again, it speaks about travel, but it's also expansion of your mind, your ideas, your knowledge, darling dears. And it also speaks about somebody integrating different cultures, maybe different learnings or teachings into their what? Spiritual growth, this new path. And Jupiter is also what? Abundance. And Jupiter also represents Thursday. We already called the Thursday with the dice, with the Venus energy. So Thursday has come up twice. We've also got what? Friday. Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, darling dears. New beginning. Love it. Higher learning. Spirituality. You are open to the universe to pour into you, darling dears. Why? Because you realize that your vessel was being corrupted. As I sip my mocha, because I ain't getting smoked. No smocation indicated, darling dears. It's not easy to change yourself when you're born into what? Such a dark situation, or surrounded by dark people seeking your light. Right, let's get your oracle ancestral message. And I truly believe that the 1st of January, because the 1 came up so many times so far in the reading, the 11th of January is 111 manifestation. This is where you set your intentions, darling dears, to go to the next level. Write down your dreams and goals. This is where you sow the seeds. And the new moon is going to be in Capricorn, darling dears. Capricorn is about your status. It's about your career. It's also about your long-term goals, the structure that you make, darling dears, as well as your reputation, because law number 5 of the 48 laws of power. Your reputation is everything. Protect it with your life, darling dears. Your reputation and your character. Hang with 4 bottom feeders. Guess who's going to be number 5? Not the big cat. Nope. You're not fancying being a Lot's wife. What's this? Divine masculine. We've got Toph, darling dears. Let's take this to the book. We're going to take it to the book. Let's get this next card. Base of the deck. Oh gosh, tell the truth. In the earth sign, it came out as all as females. And now we've got all masculines, males. And we've got Hod, tell the truth. You told the truth to yourself. Okay, we're going to read Thoth because he came out first, but I will still show you what Hod has said. Right, let's get the page number. Right, Thoth is on 156. Can you see it? Am I right? Now I'm starting to think my finger's off. No, yeah, it's 156, darling dears. 156 goes to what? 12, darling dears, which goes down to a 3. 3 is about your growth, darling dears. You being more authentic on how you express yourself. The number 3 is ruled by a trine in the astrologicals, darling dear. So this is opening you to new opportunities. Why? Because you are utilizing your natural talents in a harmonious way. You're being practical, darling dears. But it's also about you creating it's about you communicating your creativities, darling dears. You're more sensitive to the energies of others. Right, let's quickly look. 156. I'm not going to read it all, just to give you the idea of what's going on. For you to screenshot and read at your leisure or leisure. Right. It says your purpose is to activate the divine masculine on earth energies, darling dears. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, go and watch that video. This mission will take you into numerous life lessons and personal trials as you heal your own heart and awaken to your spiritual wisdom. You have the capacity to lead by example and become a noble teacher of others. When Thoth appears, it's a powerful message of healing through personal responsibility and stepping to sacred duty. You're healing wounded masculine energy, which shows up frequently in men but can be present in women or other gender identities. Examples of wounded masculine energy are fear of being vulnerable, living only in your head, inability to be present, numbing yourself with addictions, being ego-driven, controlling, or dominating others with emotional unavailability. A soul teacher is coming into your life, embodying divine masculine qualities, clear communication, self-inquiry and understanding, connection to emotions, reverence for the awakened feminine, responsibility for actions, and connection to spirit, darling dears. Love it. Right, let's look at Hod. I'm just going to give you page number. Hod is on page 81. Okay, this goes to a 9. Okay, again the energies of the 3 because Thoth, it went down to a 12, then down to a 3. Okay, okay. Still with me? All right, darling dears. All right. Let's quickly show you what that is so you can screenshot it and get the intel. What is bring it out into the open? Be true to your feelings. Right, that's the first page of it. And that's the balance. Okay. Okay. Base of your deck, another masculine energy, darling dears. Sacred healing. You are healing from on a soul level, darling dears. Don't allow anyone to rewrite your history. Let it stand as is, darling dears. Because in spite of, you have conquered all. All right, let's get a deck. Base of the deck, the strongest of them all, Big Cat. This is the Strength card, Big Cat, Leo energy. Again, we're back in the Leo energy. Romance, dating, but it's also the house of what? Drama, as well as taking a risk. This is your spiritual strength, darling dears. You relied on instinct only for a period of time. Yeah. You're getting messages from your ancestral team about your courage and your bravery. And it's about you trusting your mental growth and utilizing the intel, darling dears, from that growth. It's about you showing no weakness, being more confident within yourself. Many of you are flamboyant, darling dears. You wear it so well. Your energy is magnetic at this moment in time, and you are calling in loyal, loyal-hearted, like-minded soul tribe. Wow, love it. Let's see what comes up. Three masculine, darling dears. Yeah. Good golly and gosh, the powers of the soul speaks about you, what? Being able to see the big picture, darling dears. This is spiritually guided. This is an upliftment and a separation from what was, darling dears. But also what? Understanding you are a winner. But you can't allow the losers to rewrite your history, darling dears. Continue to grow mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, darling dears. Yeah. Love it. Air energy. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. You're thinking way more clearly now because your perspective is one of a what? 5D, darling dears. You've come so much emotional bias, overcome so much emotional bias within yourself, and you're seeing it within others. This is about you being steadfast in your word, standing by your word, because your word is your bond. Yeah. And whatever losses you had in the past, darling dears, you learned. You learned. This is a new beginning, darling dears. Oh my God. You got the Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Hangman. Again, the different perspective. You're no longer sacrificing yourself to situations that no longer suit you. And again, for others, this is a future husband coming into your life, a protector and provider. But this is somebody meeting you at the place where you're at, Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning in your own opportunities, darling dears, creating your own foundation, as was told to us by the dice, the 5, darling dears. You've created your own security. This is also my marriage ring. Gosh, this is a like-minded person that's been through their own dark night of the soul. Had to look over my right shoulder, darling dears. That's the DNS, darling dears. Yeah, red light, green light champion, like you, darling dear. You're calling in your true soul tribe, darling dears, but you're going to be seen as a speaker. People are going to listen, but these are your people, darling dears. Your tribe. 2 aces on the tableau, darling dears. Because confirmation to be true, darling dears. Good golly and gosh. Good golly and gosh. It's about you creating this stable foundation, and the Ace of Swords is the clarity. This is also the upliftment of you, darling dears. This is why you are attracting what you are. You are on that right frequency at this moment in time. Yeah, we've got the King of Wands here. Natural born leader, darling dears. This is about your spiritual ways. It's all masculine energy coming back around for you. All of these cards have what is depicted to be as masculine energy, darling dears, right? We've got 4 here, so you have the covenant of the 4. solid, stable foundation. The 4 is also what the structure you've built, which is what manifestation mode. You are a master manifester. And again, the new moon on the 11th of January 2024 is where you are going to be in tip-top manifestation mode. You write that shiznai down and you burn it under the energy of the new moon, darling dears. This is your time for you to stand in what authority of yourself. This is a new beginning. People are pausing, darling dears, to see what you are. But you are enigmatic, darling dears. You're an enigma, and it also speaks about the mystery that you've created around yourself. I'm seeing Sagittarius as well as Scorpio energy. Sagittarius for the expansion. Scorpio is for the energies for the spirituality. But it also speaks about the merging of finances, darling dears. This is going to be a highly passionate situation if you are going into your union. And that's the truth, Ruth. The Ace of Swords was trying to slip off. Yeah. Clarity, darling dears. Passionate beginning, but somebody who's able to stand alone. This person does have a lot of admirers, but this is in the physical. This is going to be a spiritual union for you, darling dears. Oh my gosh. This is getting the status of either you are wearing the cloak of the spiritual healer, or the person coming into your life is a guru, darling dears. In a sense that they're in what teaching mode, and you are at the right point in your life where you're prepared to be a student. Your soul is, because there is always more to learn. If you think you know everything, you're a fool. I learn something new every day, darling dears. But this is about you knowing your worth and adding tax. This person is going to be struck by your whole energy at first sight, darling dears. Pentacles could also speak about the internet. This person has been trying to come through for a long time. This also speaks about pausing. They've been waiting, darling dears. They want to, number one, see if you're available. They've been trying to gather information, but you only give out what you want to give out, darling dears. There's also a blessing in this situation. Right. I was about to use the big deck and it said go to tiny cards. Right. I'm going to get the green ones. Yeah, 5 of Swords, washing your face like David from many situations. On the Ace of Swords, at 6 of Swords, this is a spiritual journey. But it's also some of you are going to be moving. We already had the energy of the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, distant lands and foreign people. Being indigenous to a new culture, darling dears. Wow, love it. There's the, what did I tell you about the envy, jealousy and hate? You are being watched, darling dears. By what? The losers. The losers are watching you. Yeah. Ace of Swords, they're watching you become bad arsery itself, and your back is firmly turned. Queen of Pentacles, this is about you knowing your worth and adding tax. Again, it goes back to the energy of the 6, the Venus energy. You was focused on some kind of goal, some kind of ambition, some kind of dream, darling dears. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Again, go and watch the Earth sign reading for the 8th of January until, was it 8th, until the 14th of January. Watch that reading. There's a message for you, darling dears. Queen of Pentacles, this is a new beginning. It also is what? Somebody who is confident, darling dear. You avoid drama. Yeah, Page of Swords, you turned your back and you learned new things. You learned about yourself, the ascension of it all, darling dears. This is you learning to walk your own path, right? In the name of the Most High, darling dears. We've also got Emperor energy again. You have an Emperor that you don't see coming in. Again, this is what? A protector and provider. Yeah, respected and wanted by many. I told you, whoever's approaching you is wanted by many. But this person couldn't give a good golly or a gosh. They want someone on their spiritual path. This is a soul contract that is about to be what? Paid in full, darling dears. It's coming full circle for you. Yeah, because of the perspective you took, you chose to what? Strike out on your own, darling dears. It was about healing from karmic wounds. You're also going to hear of somebody attempting to unalive themselves. But this is someone from the past trying to get your attention. Yeah, Tower moment. The Tower moment in the situation is that you have the responsibility to call the emergency services. Don't go around there. Why? We've seen the first 48. Listen, you don't want to end up on the side of a milk carton. Clarify this Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Celebrating a new beginning, darling dears. Possibly celebrating your divine feminine energy. I told you this is a lot of masculine energy that is on the table. You've been in your masculine energy for a time, but this is about you what? Utilizing your feminine side. It said it with The reading of Thoth. Maybe you've been in your masculine energy too much, but you're going to be what? Incorporating your feminine energy. This is balance, darling. There's a healthy balance. And it also speaks about some kind of party or celebration. If you get invited somewhere, darling, dears, you must go. Why? Moon energy. You're going to learn some things, darling dears. Maybe learn about situations that are no longer involved in you. World card situations that you've turned your back on. New beginning, darling dear. And you are being watched, darling dears, by people who ran over you in the past, but they can't anymore. Knight of Wands energy. Yeah, they would love to contact you, but again, you're coming back as the Queen of Swords, Style Lee. I see your face before, my friend. I've seen it before, my friend. And and you wonder if they know who, if they know who you really are. All right, let's ask you another question. If they were drowning, would you lend a hand? Come through, Phil Collins. Posh, clap. Yes, baby. Somebody wants to come back. Someone who had some kind of control over you, darling dears. Your mental health, your financial health, whatever it is, darling dears. They had a foothold in your life. Yeah. Good golly and gosh, darling dears. They had a toehold in your life. Well, guess what? Guilty feet have got no rhythm, though it's easy to pretend. They know you're no one's fool. They should have known better than to what? Cheat a cat. Hey, the wasted chance that they were given, and they're never gonna dance again the way they dance with you. Come through, Phil Collins. Posh, clap. Yeah, lost control, darling dears. Yeah, they're watching you win and they don't like it. Someone or someone's a big mad, right? Someone better tell them to beat the traffic, darling dears. You're focused on your bag, this new beginning, and it's about success because you claim dominion over yourself. You took the time to be the hangman in your life to gain this new perspective. You put every circumstance and situation on pause. We see it with the Hermit energy, darling dears. You had to isolate from betraying betrayers. You had to. You realize that you was the smartest person in that circle. Whenever you get that feeling, big cat, it's time for you to what? Boss up and find a smarter circle. You have to be in learning mode. Be with people that are uplifting, that are going places with their life. They've got a dream and they're following it, darling dears. Yeah. You want to be around what? High vibing people, not people crying about what happened in yesteryear. What are you doing about it? You are getting blessings, darling dears. Blessings. And again, we have what? The justice, because you have to be the karma for some, darling dears. And it's also a win in a legal case. Some kind of health case. Pentacles is about health. Maybe you've got I don't know, some kind of legal case to do with health, darling dear. You're about to win. Money. Pentacles, Skrilla. But you are the justice for them. Justice is the 7th house of contractual partnerships. You've got open enemies now, darling dears, because they couldn't beat you and you freed yourself. Yes. Look at the healing. Fell on the Queen of Pentacles because you're focused on yourself. You are a natural born healer. You may even be a tarot reader, darling dears, but you're about to step into the spotlight, darling dears. You're going to be seen as different and standing alone. It's like you're taking a risk, or you've taken a risk, been doing it for some times. Could be as much as 5 years, darling dears. People laughed at you when you begun. They're not laughing now. Yeah, they want to come and join your gang with their codependent ways, their wickedest ways, and they're what? Obsessively jealous of you because you are in master manifestation mode. I can't make it up, darling dears. You are the karma for them. Yeah, wash your face like David. 5 of Swords in the upright. They betrayed you, darling dears. They betrayed you. But they have to live with that betrayal, darling. There's nothing like losing out on a big cat. A big cat who's stepping into their true purpose, darling dears. They're feeling like Lot's wife, Salt Bay. So they must continue to feel that, darling dears. They must. Yeah, the Emperor energy came out twice, darling dears. That's Mars energy. And Mars has entered Capricorn, darling dears, and it's going to be in Capricorn for the next 1.5 months. Yes, darling dear. So this energy is putting you in a more disciplined state, darling dears. You're taking practical, determined actions in pursuing your goals. Look, 1111 faith, the stable foundation that is being created for you, like-minded souls. Pardon me, that's a spiritual belch because I speak the truth. Ruth, pinkies up. If you're invited somewhere, go, darling dears. Look, I can't make it up. 2 different decks in juxtaposed, darling dears. Divine is gifting you with a new beginning, a new open doorway, darling dears. 2 of Pentacles speaks about maybe you've been walking solo dolo for some time, but this walk is over. Yeah, you will still carry on paddling your own canoe, darling dears, but you are going to be in the company of like-minded souls, true soul tribe. You deserve this, darling dears. Celebration mode. Oh gosh, so much cards. Right. This had to be. You had to go through this. This is Ibex. You've seen an Ibex goat, haven't you? The greatest of all times. They climb up sheer-faced mountains because they've got to get certain minerals. And if they fall off, that's it, mate. They jump from crack to crack, just like you, big cat. And it speaks about a leap ahead in your intellect, darling dears, and the foundation that you built, the rule of the 4. Jupiter energy, it looks like a 4. This foundation, you've created a lot of open enemies. They're mad, big mad. That's their business, mate. Someone better get them a cape so they can be captain mad. Let's get another deck. This is so gorgeous. This is gorgeous, gorgeous. You have to take those 2 L's, darling dears. But as a winner, don't allow a loser to rewrite history. Continue to live your truth. And Queen of Swords, if they try to come through, you will speak your truth. You are obstreperous. That's what noisy and difficult to handle, darling, is because you speak your truth. You are living in your authentic life, and that is light, and that is growth. The only way is up, baby. Yeah. What did I say? They big mad. Oh, well. These Lord Voldemort types, these little fingers, right? Because you have the key. This is your Chiron, your healing. This is the biggest blessing of all, learning to heal thyself. This is you cutting away from yourself. No, darling dears. Yeah, we will still sometimes be in it, darling dears, but you are not embodying it. You are not living in what? Your early educations of life, darling dears. Your early experiences, past life experiences. You are in your North Node style, darling dears. What did I say? Completion. You ain't the person that you used to be. Growth is your go-to move. Wow, this is such a powerful reading. Yeah. What did I say? Calling in your true soul tribe on your growth. I said golf. Is someone a golfer? Good golly and gosh. Yeah, because you have been doing the due diligence, but it's a reminder to what? Continue to focus, darling dears. Focus on your creativities. Be single-minded. Why? Because you are doing what? Carpe diem. You are taking a risk. You are seizing a day and putting your creativities out there. Ask and it shall be given. Knock and it's been opened for you, bestie. Abundance on every level. You don't have to dive down the back of the sofa for chump change, darling dears. You know what was the false for. That's why they're gossiping. Because they're branch people, darling dears. They didn't think you'd break them off, darling dears. Some of them have been with you from since the cradle, darling dears. Family members, childhood friends. They're big mad. They're upset, darling dears, these hood-looking alfalfas, just because you've got the 6 Gs. What's that? God. Goals, gifts, greatness, growth, and gratitude, darling dears. They're mad because they don't have your psychological password, because you had faith. This is why you are recovering, darling dears. Your ancestors came through to gift you, and it's masculine energies that came through for you, darling dear. They did. But it's the masculine energy balancing out the feminine energy in you, darling dear. This new person coming into your life is going to ignite a new part of femininity for you, not subservience. You had to be in protector and provider mode. And it's also a reminder to keep an air of mystery about you, darling dears. As I said, many of you are tarot readers, but you're highly intuitive. And it's about you, what, continuing to move in silence. Yes, you're going to have a new partner. But you don't have to, what, tell them your every last secret. Don't let anyone guilt you into telling them everything about yourself. A miracle is afoot in your life, darling dears. Impatience. You learned patience, darling dears. This is why you're being blessed, because you changed your perception. Transformation season for you. I love it. I don't hate it. Oh, well, bestie. Get to it, darling dear. This just fell on the floor. So this, once, okay. Okay, let's get the book. I'm going to flash you what it says. Is it Asclepios? I think it is. Okay, I'm going to give you this. That's on page 45, which is a 9. Ending of the cycles, darling dears. Page 45. Support for your health is coming. Be a medical innovator. That's the first page. We're going to end the reading. And that's the second page for you to screenshot. Your divine life purpose is in the medical profession. Work with integrative medicine, conventional treatments combined with contemporary therapies for yourself or as a practitioner. Illness is sometimes a sign of life that needs rerouting. Be honest with yourself and about what you'd like to change. I take responsibility for my health. I heal my mind, body, and spirit. What did I say? You were getting sick around these people, but no more. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks. Thank you very much for your continued support of me in this channel. Your bookings, your donations. Thank you. I truly appreciate your appreciation. If you'd like a personal read, hit me up in the Gmail. All of my intel is in the description box below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Share these messages with whomsoever you feel needs it. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Yes, bestie. As I told you, first you lose, then you learn, then you gain wisdom, then you win. Winners don't allow losers to rewrite history. Big cat wave until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.
Astrology, Numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.